President Trump and his administration vindicated in holding back federal funding from New York City, New York State, New Jersey, and 5 other states over sanctuary policy. The Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals on Wednesday reversed a lower court ruling that blocked the Justice Department from withholding law enforcement grants to states and cities not complying with immigration enforcement. Let's bring in tonight's A+ panel. Joining me now, Allison Young, Republican strategist. Good to see you, Allison.
Thanks, Bill.
And Afia Yunus, immigration attorney, slightly to my political left. Good to see you, Afia.
You too, Bill.
All right, I'll start with you, Afia. Immigration, this is your bread and butter. I think the court's made a smart decision, having had these conversations with Homeland Security and ICE. It seems basic. You're not complying with, and in many cases, actually obstructing federal law enforcement.
No, it makes absolutely no sense. And for the President of the United States, who claims to support and taught and laud police force to withhold their funds, is ridiculous and to me is un-American. And the interesting thing is, the claim is that these individuals are rapists and murderers, and we're not buying that narrative anymore. A lot of these individuals are just charged. They're not convicted yet. They're in county jails. And secondly, a lot of them are lawful permanent residents.
The bottom line is the number one thing that you learn, and when I was in the Bush administration, we did a lot of these after action reports after something horrible happens. The number one rule is different parts of government have to communicate and have to share resources. We know this, we've learned it over and over again, and now people are being hurt because cities are saying you can't enforce your law, you can't enforce the laws within our cities. I don't understand it at all.
To that point, Afia, when we had the example in New Jersey, it's a good example of a guy that was accused of raping a child. ICE showed up, and 2 hours earlier, the jail let him out. Now, that guy ghosted. He's gone now. That makes it harder for law enforcement. Does it also make it harder for immigrants?
No, and I think the interesting thing is the 84% is accused or convicted, and that's the key word here. And the fear-mongering that the right keeps doing, I mean, we're not consuming that anymore, and your viewers are smarter than that. We're not going to paint an entire population of 800,000 immigrants in this country with one brush.
No one's talking about the immigrant population here. They're talking about law enforcement doing their job and affirming the oath that they took to protect our citizens.
Funds.
That's what they're supposed to do. They have to share their information.
All right, this battle will continue. I suspect I'll have a little more in my Daily Point.